today we're going to talk about something that these little known behind the scenes copywriter strategies that we use to boost conversions in funnels and ads and emails. These 5 strategies work no matter what type of copy you're putting out there, what the actual finished product is, and they're super simple. They're not super hard. They're super simple, but it's so easy to look right over them because they're just things that you don't think about having to do in a certain order in order to get the people that you want to buy your stuff to follow the messaging through on the full sales journey. So let's go ahead and just get started this morning because I'm super excited to be back with you guys. And it's been like on the back burner. This lesson today should have been last week's lesson when I was COVID comatose. So we're going to hit it today. We're going to talk about it today. So I mean, we all know that there's a lot of different factors that can impact sales conversion rates in funnels, click-through rates on ad copy, and click-through rates in emails too. There's a lot of different factors. So just for a few examples, we've got your online presence. Are you active? Does your audience know you're out there? Do they understand what you're about? Are you posting consistently on your social platforms and things like that? So how visible, how present you are makes a difference. What you're using for your targeting makes a difference. Are you pushing the right people to your offers? Is your traffic warm enough to want to convert when it hits your page? You also have to think about your integration. So when you set up your funnel and you're hooking up your email, you're hooking up your payment processor, are all of those things working well? Are they all connected? Are they running smoothly, or are there hiccups going on in that integration going on in the background? I know that's something that I have to bring in other people to go over my integrations because it's just not my strong suit. It can definitely have an effect. How your sales funnels are designed. The design does make a difference. Are they set up in a way that makes sense? Do you have upsells and downsells that help bump up that lifetime value of your customer? Is the design making it easy for the journey to be followed through that whole funnel? Also, your offer itself, how you structure your offer. Is it meeting a need? Is it really what your audience wants? And on and on and on. You've got your back-end sales processes and your customer service. All of those things really can have an impact on your sales conversions, but nothing impacts the sales conversions quite like the copy itself. When there's a problem with your sales copy, it really brings things to a screeching halt. No matter how well hooked up your funnel is, no matter how well designed it is, no matter what's going on anywhere else, if the copy isn't hitting, they will stop reading and move on, and you'll lose them out of your funnel and you may never see them again. So I'm going to give you 5 quick strategies today that can help your funnels perform better. When you implement these strategies in the sales copy in your funnel, it's going to give the customer a smoother buyer's journey and help move them from where they start to where you want them to end up, which is in the cart, clicking buy now, and getting into your buyer's ecosystem, becoming lifelong fans and raving buyers who invite their friends and keep things moving in your funnel. So let me just check and make sure. We have hey Janae, how are you? It's so good to see everyone today. So glad you've joined. I'm excited. So we're just going to jump in. We're going to talk about these 5 things. Now Janae has experienced these 5 things. Janae was a member of my last challenge where we went through these 5 steps, these 5 optimization steps. So this is going to be familiar territory for her. So I love seeing how she's really taking action and putting these things into play in the projects that she's writing for her clients. I know that it's something that she's using, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys get some feedback from you on how you like using these strategies as well. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to talk about the first one first, obviously, because not only are these 5 strategies important to hit them all, it's important to hit them in this order. So let's go ahead now. I'm cute, like that. They all start with the letter C. So I find it's more memorable if you can create a pattern of some kind. So each of these 5 strategies, I've given them a name that starts with the letter C, and it goes something like this: capture, connect, communicate, convert, and conquer. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We're going to talk first about capture. And when I say capture, I'm talking about capturing your target audience's attention. The first thing that your copy must do before anything else is catch their attention. You want to get them to take action in your funnel, but if you never catch their attention, they won't be there long enough to learn what you want them to do, right? So if you can't get people to click on your ads or opt into your funnel, your sales copy may not be capturing their attention the way it needs to. You only have about 3 seconds to grab the reader and keep them engaged in the copy on your page. So you have to do it the right way, and it has to happen within the first few lines of the sales copy. So you'll see capture happening in the first few lines of your ad copy, email subject lines, and the headlines of your sales funnels. I see a lot of people using these headline formulas and the fill in the blank headline things. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you haven't done the behind the scenes work to really hone in on what your audience needs in order to capture their attention, if you don't know what's going to grab them, then a plug and play formula is not going to help you. It actually could hurt conversions for your funnel, because unless you know what's really going to capture them, they're going to be gone. So it's super important to always be testing your headlines, testing your hooks. Create multiple versions to have ready in case the first one that you try doesn't really hit. You're ready to queue up that next one and you're not losing momentum. So pay special attention to the headlines and the first few lines of text and your email subject line so that you can be capturing their attention within the first 3 seconds and keeping them reading. All right, so the second strategy takes place after you've captured them. You want to connect with your audience. So this is that if you think about a rope and you've got one strand that's holding them there, is that attention. You want to add another strand, and that second strand to strengthen the tie between you and your target audience is personal connection. Brand loyalty is important, but research shows that sales and conversions happen much more easily and cheaper when there's a sense of relationship and trust between the brand and the buyer. People tend to buy from people, and they especially buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Building connection might seem like an afterthought sometimes, like, well, once I have an audience, then I'll build connection and trust. But that's backwards, right? Connection and trust is how you build your audience. Neglecting this step in the process will affect your conversion rates, because not only will you not have as many people to market to, but the people who are in your sales ecosystem will need more nurturing and warming up before they'll buy. So do yourself a favor, connect first before pitching the offer. Taking the time to do this with your target audience. It can take place anywhere, on your website. In fact, I encourage you to be connecting all the time, everywhere you show up. On your website, in your social media, your YouTube channel, your live videos, in your email. Don't be afraid to show up where they are and be authentic and real with people. Simple stories are enough. You don't have to get super flashy and flamboyant if that's not your personality. Just show up as you. Be willing to share about your life and let them in, and that will help strengthen that connection. So now you've captured their attention. You've connected with them as a person to help grow that know, like, and trust factor. Now it's time to start communicating. And the most important thing to remember about communicating about the offer is that you must be clear. So we tend to fall in love with our offers, right? We know them inside and out. We've spent tons of time and energy building them and creating bonuses and features and all kinds of wonderful things that make up our offer. But it's easy to assume that people know more than they do about it because we know all of those things. But when you do that, you're actually skipping important pieces of communication that could be the one thing that puts them over the edge. So when you think about it, there's probably a lot that the target audience doesn't know or understand about your offer, and it's up to us to use the sales copy to help give them those touch points along the way to communicate clearly so that they can follow and see how your offer is different and how it's going to solve the problem that they have. So don't make the mistake of thinking that everyone is already on the same page as you, because 9 times out of 10, they're not. They're not yet, and it's our job to help bring them to that place and bring them to the level of understanding that they need in order to understand that the logical next step for them is to buy your offer. So ask yourself what's unique about your offer. What makes it different? What makes it work when other things that your audience has tried don't work? And be ready for an answer of how it's going to solve their problems when nothing else has. So be ready to stack the value and be clear about what's included, even if it seems like it's already super obvious to you. All right, so step number 4. We're burning right along here. Let me just check and make sure there's no questions in the comments section here. Nope. Okay, good. Feel free to post questions, though. I can see them. I'm streaming live from my laptop right now, which makes it a little bit harder to see comments, but they've changed the format. It looks really good. So if you have questions or comments, go ahead and drop them in. But we are moving right along. We're on number 4 now. So once you have captured their attention, connected with them as a person so that they know, like, and trust you, and communicated clearly about the offer and how it's the solution to their problem, now it's time for the act. And so we're going to work on 4th step here is convert like crazy. Once you have their attention and you've communicated clearly, it's time to make the ask. And there's several ways that you can help your sales copy along when it comes to that CTA. The first thing you want to make sure of is that your CTA is plain and visible. And yes, I mean your buttons. Like, we're just super obvious. Like, make sure your buttons are in places where it makes sense for them to be. Don't make them scroll forever to find a way to take action. They shouldn't have to scroll long through your funnel before they see a buy now button. If it's a longer sales page, make sure that you have those CTAs at regular intervals throughout the page, so you might have a section of copy or 2 and then add another buy now button. Different people need different amounts of information in order to feel ready to buy. So don't make them scroll all the way to the end of the page. You might have a person who is ready to buy now. So make sure you're putting clear calls to action throughout the funnel in regular intervals so that they can take action whenever they're ready. Don't wait until the end, because there's always going to be fast action people. And people who need more information will keep scrolling. It won't throw them off at all to see a buy now button in the first section or 2. If they need to keep reading, they will. It's definitely not going to put them off to see the button there. You don't want to lose somebody because they couldn't find where to take action. That'd be like the saddest thing ever, right? All right, so finally we're at number 5. Now we're going to talk about conquering objections to sales. So this is a super, super key point. A lot of times we'll get all the way through capturing attention, connecting, communicating clearly, and we'll make the ask, we'll ask for the buy, and we'll just expect people to do it and then be frustrated when nobody takes action, or fewer people take action than we think, and we've forgotten something, right? We've forgotten that people will almost have knee-jerk reactions right before they click that buy now button, and they'll start thinking about those purchase objections that pop up. So there's several main purchase objections that people automatically seem to have, and even if they're super, like, they're like the perfect candidate, they still have to overcome those objections somehow. And there are ways that we can help them do that by building in objection busters in our copy. So no matter how good your offer is, there's always going to be a little bit of hesitation for some people. Many times the reasons that people drop out of the funnel like this is because your sales copy hasn't addressed those sales objections. It's easy to think, well, I don't want to bring it up though, right? Sometimes we say, well, maybe if I don't mention that there might be this objection, maybe they won't think of it. And isn't it bringing to their attention actually like shooting myself in the foot? Well, just because you don't mention it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? I would much rather have mentioned it and worked through it, even if it was an objection they hadn't considered before, because there's going to be people that have that objection and it needs to be addressed. It's like the elephant in the room. It's still there even if you choose to ignore it. And if you choose to ignore it, it only gets bigger for people. So don't be afraid to offer up case studies, customer reviews and testimonials, and other things that you could do to help put their mind at ease that your offer is going to solve the problem and it's going to do what it claims it does. So I've given you kind of a quick overview of these 5 steps. There are lots of different ways that you can put each of these 5 steps to work in your funnel. There are different strategies and techniques on how to capture attention, just like there are different ways that you can use personal story and personal testimonies to connect with them. There's different strategies you can use to communicate clearly, different ways to stack the value, different ways to bring out those unique and different pieces of your offer to show people that it's the logical next step for them. And there are several dozen strategies for how to conquer objections. So I don't have time to go into all of it today, but I do have something coming up next week. Starting on Monday, I'm doing the second round of the Funnel Copy Fix 5-day challenge, where I'm going to break down more individual strategies on how to put these 5 steps to work in your sales funnel copy. So it's a whole week of live trainings and action tasks, and just we have a ton of fun. There's prizes, you can earn badges, and I've got some really awesome special guests coming. Every challenge round I have a couple of special guest experts. This time I'm having Rachel Peterson from Social Media United and Jessica Wallman from JW Facebook Ads Agency, and we're going to talk copy and how copy affects what they do in their businesses. There's also going to be chances to win group coaching sessions. There's going to be chances to have your funnels live reviewed during the challenge. There's going to be Q&As. There's going to be all kinds of awesome things. And I'm just going to give you strategy after strategy on how to put each of these 5 steps to work in your sales funnel. But there's more. So this is new this round. I want to be able to provide so much value that you guys feel so equipped and prepared to go out there and put together that sales copy for your funnels, that after the 5 days challenge, well, here, I need to tell you something. So these 5 steps are just one of the modules in my entire program for sales copy training. There are actually 6 modules in the first unit. What I want to do is a couple weeks after the challenge is done, let's see the dates. I'm going to check the dates for you here. The 25th and 26th of March, I am hosting a Funnel Copy Fix live Accelerator event where for $97 you'll be able to hop on live with me 4 hours both of those days, and we're going to walk through my entire Funnel Copy Foundation group of modules on how to set up the right foundations for your sales funnel copy so that you'll be ready to get that information into your funnel in the way it needs to be for your target audience so that they can follow that sales journey all the way to the buy now button. We're going to talk about discovering your unique brand voice. We're going to talk about mindset and setting yourself up for success as you start putting information into your funnel. We're going to talk about researching your target audience so that you understand exactly what they need to know and hear. We're going to talk about building those foundations that create a solid funnel copy and ad copy and email copy ecosystem that supports every piece of your campaigns as a unit throughout all of the information that you're putting out there. So just putting that in your ear that is coming up. It's going to just partner right along with the funnel copy fix information that you've learned, but it's also a really good standalone. You don't have to have done the challenge in order to benefit from this live event. This is going to be workshopping. We're going to do it as I teach it, and it's going to help you have these amazing tools and a foundation to be able to put together high converting sales copy into your funnels. No matter what the offer is, it's not just a one and done. These are strategies and systems that you can use no matter what funnel you're doing, no matter what your offer is, no matter who your audience is. And so it's going to be super awesome. So go ahead and comment below this video if you want to learn more about the Funnel Copy Fix Live Accelerator event, because I definitely want to make sure that I will make that information available to you as the time gets closer. Again, it's only $97. I want everyone to be able to jump in and do this. I don't want price to be something that will stand in the way of being able to get results for you. So, this is something that I would probably charge over $1,000 for if I was doing this one-on-one with a client, probably more. But I want to be able to offer this to you guys because you are my loyal audience. You're always here listening, and we have such a great time. So don't forget about the challenge. You can hop on over to the Funnel Copy Fix Facebook group where we're already getting started. And actually, the first contest notice has just dropped. Nin has just dropped the $50 Amazon gift card competition. That's going to be announced on Monday. The competition's going now, but the winner will be announced on Monday. So don't forget to hop on over to the challenge, and I'll bring you more information about the live Accelerator event in the next few days. Have a great Friday, guys. It's good to be back. And let me know if you have any questions about today's training. I'm happy to answer them. If I can figure out, I might be here all day, guys. I can't figure out where's my tab. Oh, there it is. Hey, Sarah. All right. Have a great day, guys.